Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for another album review, and maybe I'll get another track review or so done. Maybe a music video review out for you guys after this review. But this is one I wanted to do because this is the final album that came out for this Friday's releases. So this is for Ed Sheeran's new album, Autumn Variations, that I got a chance to check out for his next studio album. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for Autumn Variations by Ed Sheeran and let you know my thoughts on this 14-track album, which was a runtime of a little over 49 minutes. So let's dive into this album review. Now it starts with the first song, Magical, and to be honest, I just wasn't sure if I was connecting with this, with how it sounded, because apparently Ed Sheeran was, the way he was singing it, I just wasn't sure if I was on board with it. I mean, the melody was nice, but it just, vocally from Ed Sheeran, there were some weird falsetto tones that I don't know if I could stand with this track. So 4 out of 5. It's a decent song. England is the next song, and that's a good track in its own way. Melody, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like, but overall, Ed Sheeran's vocals and how the song's melody is sounding at times can impress me a bit, and then times where it's like, eh. So 4.5 out of 5. Amazing, sounded alright for what it went for. This was the third song on the album, and didn't hate it. It's a good song. Ed Sheeran's vocals sound pretty good. His vocals shine in this track, but the execution with the melody is the iffy part of the track, so 4.5 out of 5. Plastic Bag is a solid one too. Don't hate it for what it's going for. I just think Ed Sheeran's vocals and the guitar work, I will give him this. He does perform pretty well with the acoustic guitar through majority of his songs. But with this one, it was solid, so 4.5 out of 5. Blue was a decent one. I just wasn't feeling for Ed Sheeran's falsetto vocals in this song. It kind of ruined it for me, in my opinion, and made me cringe a bit. So 4 out of 5. American Town is a solid track. It just nice lyrics, and Ed Sheeran's vocals sound pretty alright in this song. So I think it was a good track. So 4.5 out of 5. That's on Me had some weird vocal moments with Ed Sheeran singing in it, and I just wasn't sure if I was impressed with this track to the point where I like it. But overall, I wasn't that much of a fan of this track, so 4 out of 5 for That's On Me. Page is, excuse my yawning, I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna probably do 1 or 2 more reviews after this. I don't know. I just will let you know if I decide to do another review. Page is a good track in its own way. The melody, I wasn't sure if I connected with, but Ed Sheeran's vocals made it work to the point where it was a good song in its own way. So 4.5 out of 5. Midnight did have an electronic melody to it, and it did alright for how the song is playing out for 2 minutes and 58 seconds, but performed pretty alright. It's a good track in its own way, so 4.5 out of 5. Spring had nice acoustic work from Ed Sheeran, and just the way he's singing it, it sounds pretty good for what it's going for, so 4.5 out of 5 for this one. Some of the melody can get a little weird and quirky, but I think it works in its own way. Punchline is another solid track that I didn't hate. It's good in its own way. Just Ed Sheeran singing it alright for what it's going for. And just basically, the melody does have its quirky moments where I don't know if I like it or not, but Ed Sheeran singing in it didn't do all that bad. There were some moments in his vocals that I couldn't get on board with, but overall the track is good in its own way. 4.5 out of 5. When Will I Be Alright had a lot of falsetto stuff with his vocals that I wasn't on board with. I think it was decent, but not good enough to make me give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's decent, but melody's alright. It's just how Ed Sheeran singing the track kind of squanders the rating for it a bit. It makes me cringe a bit. The Day I Was Born was decent. I just wasn't feeling for this track either. It felt a little boring, this track too, to be honest. I didn't hate it, I just found there to be some boring moments in the track. But it still performed decently, so 4 out of 5. Head and Heels, Head then Heels, or whatever, however you pronounce this track. I think this is a good closing track to end the album. It's pretty nice for what it sounds like, and Ed Sheeran singing it is not so bad. So 4.5 out of 5. It's not a bad closing track. Overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, I actually found this to be a decent album by Ed Sheeran, Autumn Variations. I think the Minus album was his weakest, to be honest. This one impressed me a little bit to maybe giving it a decent rating. So, overall for a score, I'm going to give Ed Sheeran's Autumn Variations album a 7 out of 10. It's a decent album. I don't really see myself coming back to this release as the rest of the year goes on, because we're only 3 months away from the end of 2023. But basically, it was a decent record. Decent listen for an album. It's 49 minutes, and it's better than the Minus album that came out back in May this year. So 7 out of 10 for Ed Sheeran Autumn Variations. Thank you guys for watching this album review.